Okay. Uh, let's discuss this particular topic. Liquor stores versus ordering a glass of liquor or mixed drink, whatever, at a restaurant. A lot of people have a problem with liquor stores. Here in the, let me just go ahead and explain. In the area where we reside, which is which is considered, I'm probably about, I'm going to say I'm about, and depending on how you drive it, I am roughly 15 minutes tops from the Tennessee state line. That's the part of North Georgia that we live in. Excuse me. I'm about 15 minutes tops, I believe, from the Tennessee state line. Probably less than that. Now, Chattanooga, surrounding area Chattanooga, in Tennessee. So the Chattanooga consists. Let's see here. Chattanooga is inside Hamilton County, Tennessee. Hamilton County pretty much consists of Chattanooga, East Ridge, Soddy Daisy, Hickson, trying to remember all of them, all the little communities just outside of Chattanooga. That should be about all of them, I believe. Excuse me, Red Bank. I've already said Hickson. I believe Collegedale, Ottawa, Harrison, McDonald, that should be it. Can't think of anything. I can't think of any others right this second. That should be all of them. I'm pretty sure all of those are in Hamilton County. Now, say this. Hamilton County, period, has always, well, I don't know, I'm not going to say always, as long as what we have lived here. And I know it's probably several years prior, have had liquor stores all over. You don't probably won't go a mile, probably won't go 2 miles, and on major roads where you don't run into a liquor store. Well, recently East Ridge, which is part of Hamilton County, but it is actually separate from Chattanooga. So, City of Chattanooga doesn't really do a whole lot in East Ridge. East Ridge has their own police department and all that kind of stuff. Chattanooga won't use typically doesn't pull you over in East Ridge and escort you to Hamilton County Jail in downtown Chattanooga. Usually, if they do pull you over, they're going to get City of East Ridge involved. And the City of East Ridge is going to take you, and they're going to take you to their city jail. Now, recently, East Ridge has come up with their own liquor stores. They've got at least two. One of them, I'm friends with the store manager because he was at his dad owned a gas station. They're Indians. His dad owned a gas station, literally just right up the road from our house. And I would patron to the gas station, buying my gas, buying whatever else. And I was a regular in there. We know each other by name. Actually, a pretty decent family. His dad doesn't put up with any crap. I've met his dad. Me and his dad are, friends. His dad knows me when he sees me. There's times he's in. I'll occasionally go into the liquor store to conversate, and his dad will be in there sometimes and say, "Hey, look around the corner. Look who's over around the corner and behind the desk." And I'm looking. "Hey, Dad, you remember him? From the gas station." Anyway, Catoosa County has got at least one liquor store now. Walker County. Then we're talking about Georgia now. Georgia's recently started opening up liquor stores in the area. Catoosa's got one in Ringgold that I know of. I don't know of any others in the Catoosa County area. I'm not saying that there ain't any. I just don't know of any. But Catoosa's got one in Ringgold. No, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Catoosa's got two in Ringgold. About to have a third one that's being built now in Fort Oglethorpe. Walker County's got at least 1, 2, 3 that I know of. 4 that I know of. Now, I said all that to say this. Prior to all of that, and even during Hamilton County's existence, or during their history, which they started having liquor stores prior to Walker and Catoosa, Fort O, Ringgold, Rossville, whatever, we've had restaurants on both ends, in both states, both counties, all counties, that sold liquor by the drink. Fort Oglethorpe has had restaurants that sold liquor by the drink before they were allowed, before they got the green light by the voters to just serve, liquor normally in liquor stores. But you've had liquor, you've had eating establishments, just to name a few. We've got O'Charley's and Logan's, Applebee's, just to name a few, in Fort Oglethorpe. I'm sure there might be a couple others that I'm not aware of that serve liquor by the drink that I cannot think of off the top of my head right now. Ringgold, Ringgold, Cracker Barrel. They sell wine and beer and mixed drinks, or a couple mixed drinks. I don't think they serve. I'm pretty sure they don't serve liquor, but that's their choice as an establishment. But this whole topic is about how there are people that are up in arms about these liquor stores that are going up, complaining about it, because they don't think that it's right. Because in their eyes it's a sin and this and that and everything else, and that's fine. That's fine. But what's the difference between, because you never complained, or I never heard you complain about these eating establishments that sold it by the drink. So what's the difference between a patron ordering it by the drink versus going to the liquor store and picking up a bottle and having the same amount of drinks? I understand. It can become it can be turned into this. It can be a sin. I get that. It's not a sin to drink, but it can be it's a sin to get drunk. And I get that. I respect that. I grew up with an alcoholic. If you're an alcoholic and you're complaining about this, well, the best thing you can do, if you don't feel like you can resist the temptation, just don't go into the establishment. Don't eat inside there. Don't go there and eat at all. Get your food to go. Order online or whatever. Curbside pickup was what they call it. But I learned a long time ago, as I used to fight the same battle and have the same arguments. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do. Regardless if it's right or wrong, you agree or disagree. In the end of the day, God gave us all free will. Yes, and that includes having a drink. Whether it's hard liquor, wine, a mixed drink, or a beer. And yes, you can have a beer while eating your food and it not intoxicate you. It not give you a buzz. It's when you're drinking alcohol on empty stomachs. Or an empty stomach. That's what affects you. When you haven't eaten all day long, and you decide, well, I'm going to have me a beer. Well, that one beer may not affect you, but you probably have about 3 or 4, and you haven't had anything to eat yet. You're probably going to get a little buzz. So, here's my question. What's the difference between a liquor store and liquor by the drink? The only real difference is your self-control. Because the person serving the alcohol at the restaurant, they are under a legal obligation with their alcohol license, with them being allowed to serve alcohol, bartenders included, have an obligation to say, I'm sorry, you're done. Let the patron get mad, get pissed off, want to start a fight. Just call the cops. Because at that point, they're considered intoxicated, public drunk. And no, it's not the establishment's fault. Because that person, that patron, should know when they've hit. They should know where their limit is. It's up to the patron to stop themselves from drinking any more than what they should. And if they can't, if they refuse, then that's when it becomes the establishment's responsibility to stop you and get you a cab. And if they don't, and something happens, and you go out there and you get into a wreck and you commit vehicular homicide, then that falls back on the establishment for not doing their job. So, anyone who's an alcoholic, and you're always going to be an alcoholic, whether if you're in recovery or not. Whether the terms falling off the wagon means you fell to temptation with alcohol and had a drink, got drunk. It happens. You're human. You're going to make mistakes. Get up, dust yourself off, get back on the wagon. But once you become an alcoholic, you always will be an alcoholic, even if you're in recovery, because that's when the term is recovering alcoholic. Doesn't get rid of the fact you're still an alcoholic. You succumb to the disease. You gave in to the lifestyle for however long. Doesn't make you a bad person. Just means that you had made a mistake as a human. You took free will way too far. You took moderation out the window. But that's with anything. Moderation, you can sin. You can sin against moderation with anything in life. So, like I said, what's the difference between going over here to this local liquor store, getting a bottle, even if it's a small bottle like a pint, going home and enjoying it, or going home and doing what you think is enjoyable? Put it that way. That way no one gets the wrong idea about my language on this. Everybody has a right to make their own decisions in life, right or wrong. Even homosexuals. Even people that decide to, take on that lifestyle. Yes, it's a decision. Just like having too much to drink is a decision, or having a drink at all. Any kind of drink. Any alcoholic drink. You can't. I used to judge the alcohol. Alcohol's a sin. Alcohol's bad. I've already said this in one of the parts to my story. And then I finally realized one day, and alcohol is like a gun. It's just there. It's an inanimate object. You let me in on a time where you've ever seen a bottle of alcohol, whatever kind it is, take on realism, become an animated object, be able to walk, talk, and speak, and think for itself, take its own lid off, pick itself up, and tip itself into your mouth and pour, so that you can have a sip. You tell me an instant will that ever happen, okay? And I'll tell you an instant where a gun actually picked itself up, loaded itself, cocked itself, and fired itself at somebody and caused death. No one's holding it. It did it all on its own. So you tell me when that liquor bottle did that, and I'll tell you when a gun did that. See where I'm going with this? Alcohol's not the problem. Alcohol's been around since before Christ. Jesus turned the water into wine. And the priest or king at that time said, you saved the best for last, once he started consuming it. That doesn't mean that it was non-alcoholic. That means it was more alcoholic than what was already made before Christ got to the freaking wedding. They were already drinking at the party after the wedding. Come on, people. Are you really that brain dead? Alcohol's not the problem. It's humans. No matter what we get involved in, or what we try, or what we touch, or put our hands on, or whatever, a lot of us can't control ourselves. Well, if it's sex, whatever it is, a lot of us can't control ourselves. We get it, and then we want to gorge on it, because we ain't had it in a while. Yes, I'm referring to sex too. You mistaken love for lust. And you want to get married because you finally got you a piece of ass after however long it's been. And then it don't work out. Surprise, imagine that. And then you want, well, I don't know what happened. They were this way at one moment, and then they became assholes and bitches. Excuse my language. I'm just gonna say it how it is. I'm not condoning getting drunk. I'm not condoning alcoholism. But I will say, and like I said, I grew up around an alcoholic. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. More of the bad and the ugly than the good. But I have had family members that I know that I've seen post on Facebook where they were having dinners with their co-workers and enjoying a beer with their dinners. And no one ever said anything to them about that. Other family members, in-laws that disagree with that, never spoke up about that. Never made any comments about that on Facebook. And you in-laws, if you're listening and you want to know who that is, who those are, or who that is, ask me. I'll tell you. He grew up in church, or they grew up in church too. I have nothing against if you want to enjoy an alcoholic beverage in your home, not bothering anybody, just sitting there relaxing. Or if you want to have an adult beverage in a public place, public eating facility, with friends or family, and you're not trying to, you're doing it in moderation, you're not trying to overdo it. You're having one or two beers with your dinner. But you raising Cain over these stores popping up, it's not going to stop anything. You're not going to affect anything at all. If it bothers you that bad, don't even look. If it bothers you that bad, don't even leave your house. Oh, I forgot. You have to shop. You have to restock things in your home. You have to have food. Unless you just want to pay DoorDash to do everything for you. Or whatever delivery services are for your area. Excuse me, I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, unless you want to pay that extra expense to have a delivery service bring it to you, you're going to have to leave your house. As long as it doesn't affect you, don't worry about it. Same concept with homosexuals. They're not affecting me. As long as they're not trying to shove their ideology down my throat, as long as they can show me respect, I'll respect them back. That does not mean that I agree with them. Okay? Get that straight. Doesn't mean that I agree. I just don't feel like bickering. God doesn't want us to bicker. He wants us to get the truth out there and then walk and let it go. Plant the seed, sow the seed, and walk away. Seeds on any good soil, it will grow. If there's any kind of good soil there at all, it will grow. And it will come back. And you'll see the growth of the seed. A little warm in here. We got heaters on because of the below freezing temperatures tonight. But anyway, just wanted to say that, leave that there. I do not condone excessive drinking. I don't have a problem if you have a drink. Not gonna hurt anything. Anyway, believe it or not, my wife gave me the idea for this title because she was repeating what her mother was saying about this stuff. I felt like it was a good topic to discuss tonight. So anyway, take care of yourselves. Love you. Thank God for you. Hope your night goes decent. Hope your Monday goes decent. I may do another one tonight. It's 9 o'clock right now. Or I may let this one wait until tomorrow. But the next topic, I'm fairly confident and very eager at this moment to go over what is it? What would we call it? I'm just going to say, to go over Doge. DOGE. You know, what Elon Musk is heading up right now, per Donald Trump. That'd be an interesting topic. Anyway, take care of yourselves. We're 31, almost 32 minutes in. Let's get off of here. Have a good evening. Rest up. Take care of yourselves. Behave. Talk to you here again shortly. Later.